Twins, and the Milwaukee Brewers is less than 1 hour away. And we'll have more on the Twins' attendance later on tonight's 6 p.m. report. And good evening, everyone. While most Minnesotans are relaxing this Labor Day weekend or heading to the Twins game tonight, others are protesting in downtown Minneapolis.
More than 100 skateboarders are protesting what they say is an unfair police crackdown on their sport. As Daryl Savage reports, they took their argument to the streets.
The sights and sounds that skateboarders thrive on. It's a nationwide fad that has a solid membership in this city. But there's one big problem. What you're looking at is illegal in many parts of the city.
We're not doing no harm. It's just that we need a place to skate.
That place is not on the Nicollet Mall or other city-owned plaza areas. It's strictly banned by a city ordinance.
It's unfair. I don't see why there's no reason why we can't skate on the mall as long as we skate under control.
Control is the key. City council members fear there could be serious accidents if out-of-control skateboarders took to the malls and plazas.
They are very, very crowded. There are a lot of elderly people that walk, shop, and do all sorts of things, and these kids go careening down, and I'm really frightened that somebody's going to be killed.
The council and the skateboarders agree. The answer may be to have a city park where it would be legal to do this. Reaction by downtown residents is mixed. While some say the skateboarders are careful, others say they're a hazard. The skateboarders protested their lack of legal jumping room by skateboarding down the Nicollet Mall this afternoon. There were no conflicts with police, but you can bet there will be in the future. Daryl Savage, WCCO Television News, Minneapolis.
It is legal for skateboarders to ride down most residential streets and sidewalks as long as they are careful. The skaters say that's no fun because there's no place to jump. A new, tougher city ordinance is now in the works.
Last week, a protester was run over by a train outside a military installation in California. And this morning, the Minnesota Air National Guard was the site of a protest by the group Veterans for Life. They prayed for Brian Wilson, the man who lay on the tracks and was run over in Concord, California. He lost both his legs. They also protested U.S. policies in Central America today. There were no arrests or incidents this morning. A fire in South Minneapolis damaged a home last night and displaced a family of 10. Fire broke out on the top floor of 2636 Bloomington Avenue South at about 9:30 p.m. Residents of the first floor were evacuated safely. The fire was contained at the top floor. The Red Cross tonight is providing the 2 adults and 8 children with food, clothing, and shelter. Nobody was hurt, and the cause is not yet known.
The National Transportation Safety Board is now discounting an earlier theory that engine failure caused the crash of Northwest Flight 255 in Detroit. Investigators say they found no evidence that engine failure was responsible for the tragedy that killed 156 people last month. Investigators are now examining if the flight crew acted properly when setting the plane's flaps. At the same time, Northwest Airlines says they are ready to do everything to reduce complaints from passengers. Nearly 16,000 complaints last month alone. The CEO of Northwest says the airline will accept and overcome the complaints. He says Northwest has committed the resources to regain consumer confidence. Before merging with Republic, Northwest had one of the lowest complaint ratios in the industry.
A pedestrian died early this morning when he was struck by a motorcycle in South Minneapolis. 53-year-old Ronald Nelson of Northeast Minneapolis was dead at the scene of the accident, 34th Street and 23rd Avenue South. 2 other people have died on Minnesota highways this first holiday weekend following the introduction of the 65-mile-per-hour speed limit. State troopers say they have an additional 120 troopers out on duty this weekend to catch speeders and drunk drivers. No accident figures are in yet, but the troopers still offer this sound advice.
It just makes common sense. The faster you're going, the worse the accident is going to be, the less time you have to react to avoid an accident.
Law enforcement officials say they'll have a better picture of the impact of the 65-mile-per-hour speed limit after this holiday weekend.
Still to come, how Minnesotans would vote for the Senate seat if the election were held today.
The owner of a treehouse plans the second phase of his battle, and a St. Paul Italian secret is heading for the big time.
The U.S. ambassador expressed his deepest concern.
Compounding problems even further as the strike continues.
Maybe you can't stop the world, but for a week or so you can get off. Virgin Caribbean Lines, the world's best way to leave the world behind.
But Daddy's gonna do the dishes now.
Wait till Daddy sees the cold burger grease.
Oh, nasty stuff.
But Dawn will rescue Daddy. Dawn cuts the grease, breaks it up, takes it away.
Looks terrific.
But one more glass.
And that greasy water. It looks as clean as the first, and my hands don't feel greasy.
So, you like Dawn?
It's a great name. But what if it's a boy?
Dawn takes grease out of your way.
Perhaps someday there will be no hungry people in the world. No one homeless, abused, or neglected. No one old, no one handicapped, no one needing help. But until that day comes, we'd like to remind you that your United Way contribution is as important as ever.
Hi, I'm Sid Hartman. Join me on the Boone and Erickson Show as we talk sports, weekday mornings at 6:45 a.m. on WCCO Radio.
A few minutes ago, we said Northwest had received 16,000 complaints last month. We stand corrected. It is nearly 1,600 complaints last month.
The owner of a controversial St. Louis Park Treehouse takes his case to the public this Labor Day weekend. The multi-story Minnetonka Boulevard structure will be open to visitors on Labor Day, the day set as a deadline for removal of the $7,500 playhouse. Construction on the treehouse began more than a year ago, but it wasn't until a local columnist wrote an article about the house that city officials began to worry about safety issues. The treehouse owner says certification requested by the city would cost too much, so he got some legal advice.
With a good treehouse lawyer who's got a vast knowledge of treehouse law, I'm sure we can probably beat this thing for the benefit of all treehouse owners and other recreational property owners in the country.
Tucker says the treehouse story will soon appear in People magazine and in the Wall Street Journal. And just in case you want to climb up and pay a visit, it'll cost $2 a head to tour the treehouse.
There is a little place in St. Paul. It's on West 7th Street, just 2 blocks from the Civic Center. It is called Cosetta's, and the Italian grocery store is moving. Cosetta's has become a St. Paul tradition. It opened in 1911, featuring its sausage made from an old world recipe. And now it has become a hot spot. Business at the tiny deli and restaurant has doubled in the last few years. And as Terry Sater reports, it is now time for the family-run business to move on up.
David Cosetta is carrying on a tradition brought over from Italy by his great-grandfather.
We've given service since 1911, and we just feel that, you know, with a quality product and we give good service now, we have relatives that work here, you know, and we have a real good personnel that understand the product and can explain to people what it is about.
Great. Give it all the chance I get.
Cosetta's customers say the tiny delicatessen is a slice of Italian flavor that goes beyond the taste buds.
I like the smell.
Some of Cosetta's customers travel more than 100 miles for the rare flavors.
Well, the reason I come here is because the pizza is about the best I've ever eaten in my life. You know, guys I work with were telling me about it when I first moved over here, and you know, it's over in Wisconsin, you don't have stuff like this.
Give us 2 sausage and 2 pepperoni.
Cosetta's grocery department has become a yuppie place to shop. But David Cosetta says he doesn't want his store's newfound notoriety to scare away his family's old-time customers. In March, Cosetta's will move to a much bigger building where the St. Paul Barber School is now housed. Cosetta's will expand its menu and indoor and outdoor seating, but the old world charm will remain the same. Harry Sater, WCCO Television News, St. Paul.
The St. Paul Barbecue School says it still hasn't found a new place to set up shop. The school offers low-cost haircuts to low-income people, and it is hoping to stay in the same neighborhood.
Let's hope they can do it. Republican Senator David Durenberger has widened his lead over Democratic Attorney General Hubert Humphrey in a trial heat for the 1988 U.S. Senate seat. That's according to the latest North Star poll conducted jointly by WCCO Television and Radio and the St. Paul Pioneer Press-Dispatch. If the election were held today, nearly half of the Minnesotans say they would vote for Durenberger. Humphrey gets 37% of the votes, and 14% are undecided. Durenberger last February led Humphrey by a 44-40 margin. The North Star poll interviewed 757 adults during the last week of August. It has a margin of error of plus or minus 3.7 percentage points. And still to come, square dancers on wheels at the State Fair.
And we'll see how some of the fair are roughing it.
Probably the thing that would describe bounce to me would be outdoors.
It smells like snow when it's just falling and you're in it. Bounces, clean, fresh. When you wake up in the morning and there's dew on the ground and you smell that smell, that's what bounce. Outdoor fresh bounce.
Yeah. I think it smells like the blue sky.
Yeah, I think so.
Ember's $1.99 jumbo breakfast. 2 farm-fresh eggs, 2 buttermilk pancakes, 2 country sausage links, and 2 strips of hardwood cured bacon, only $1.99. Ember's, big taste, small check.
Uh-oh, floor's wet. Looks so shiny.
A lot of cleaners look shiny, wet.
I shine.
But they dry, streaked, and dull. Well, not with new Mr. Clean. Its special formula dries virtually streak-free, so your floor looks shiny wet even when it's dry.
Uh-oh.
It's dry.
How'd you do that?
How'd we do that?
New Mr. Clean leaves your floor looking shiny wet, even when dry.
I'm Harry Sieben. I'd like to tell you about an important addition at Sieben, Gross, and Von Holtum. Former federal Judge Miles Lord, a proven advocate of your legal rights, has joined us. We've always been known as the law firm for injured people that want to know their rights. The addition of Miles Lord will make us even more effective in representing you. So if you've been injured in an accident, on the road, at home, or on the job, contact us for a free consultation. We assure you maximum protection of your legal rights.
Side lady change.
They call themselves Perfect Squares, and they're a perfect example of physically disabled people with a can-do attitude. Today, they entertain fairgoers with a square dance demonstration. Now, we're told that Perfect Squares members use 500 basics in their routines, and that's compared to most able-bodied square dancers, and they use only 100 basics in their routines.
At the State Fairgrounds, you might have noticed a campground that's directly east of Machinery Hill. Well, each year, the campground opens to 350 trailers, motorhomes, and tents, and people come from all over to camp, from the West Coast, Canada, but most hail from Minnesota and Wisconsin.
I think it's nice to be able to wake up in the morning and know you're not too far away from everything.
Yeah, we don't have to, we stay for about 3 days. We don't have to run all over to find a place to sleep, and it's so simple that way.
The campers pay $8 a day for their spot on the campgrounds, and yes, they do have to pay admission to the fairgrounds each day.
And we have a chance of showers for campers tonight at the State Fair.
Somehow I think a lot of those people I met the other day really don't care. They enjoy the fair anyway.
They like it, and it's just a slight chance anyway, showers for campers. Last big weekend before leaf raking starts.
Oh, that's right.
And I've got the complete forecast for you in just a moment. It's mostly cloudy in the Twin Cities, and our temperature's kind of been up and down now the last 2 or 3 hours. A high today of 84 degrees, but we are at back to 79 in the metro area. So we're mostly cloudy. A few clouds have come into the area, and temperature now at 79 degrees with the humidity at 67%. The dew point at 67, with the wind from the southwest at 12 and the pressure falling from 29.86. Mostly cloudy in the metro area. Temperature at 79 degrees. And we've got some heavy thunderstorms in northwestern Wisconsin over the last 2 or 3 hours. We had a report of a funnel cloud just north of Balsam Lake and small hail between Balsam Lake and Taylor's Falls, and then storm damage at Thomas Lake. That's up by 2 harbors up along the North Shore. So there's a thunderstorm at Duluth and then northwestern Wisconsin, a few scattered showers now in south-central Minnesota, and the precipitation moving to the northeast at 45 miles an hour, so it's really zipping on to the northeast. Some heavy rains in Iowa today, Oskaloosa, Ottumwa, down to Keokuk, Iowa. Thunderstorms in western Texas, and then thunderstorms in northern Florida. Some storm damage at Dade County in Florida. and generally an inch of rain all along the eastern seaboard. Here are a couple of examples. An inch of rain at Cape Hatteras, North Carolina today, and at Savannah, Georgia, and both those cities reporting afternoon temperatures of 76 degrees. Now, some of the warmer spots, Tulsa ahead of this cold front at 90, Yuma at 97, and there is some cool air back in here. This high-pressure center that's over the northern part of Wyoming was 54 this afternoon at Yellowstone. Here is our forecast then for tonight in the metro area, and our weather view, incidentally, is the Cedar Avenue Bridge over the Mississippi River. Chance of showers and thunderstorms 62 tonight, winds from the southwest 5 to 10. Our forecast for showers tomorrow morning, and then mostly cloudy in the afternoon. We'll be cooler at 75, northwest wind. Sunday night, partly cloudy, 55, and Labor Day, partly cloudy and 78 degrees. Let's make that a lot of sunshine for Monday. And the extended forecast will keep those partly cloudy skies through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and afternoon temperatures in the mid-60s, and evening temperatures all running upper 40s to around 50 to the low 50s during that period of time. So to midweek, next week, we'll be partly cloudy and certainly cooler the first part of the week.
That's fall for you.
Hope you have a nice weekend.
Okay. Area hunters turned out today in Ramsey for an English-style get-together. Sportsmen and women followed their British counterparts this afternoon with the start of hunting season celebrations. Hunting displays, fishing, and even the Queen's own dogs were featured at the event, while our own Don Shelby taught fellow anglers the fine art of bass fishing.
All right, and we welcome Tom Hanneman back to the sports desk after a little bit of time off. Twins still doing great.
Doing great and going for their fourth in the row tonight. After last night, Billy Bean bagged the Brewers. Say that a lot of times in a row.
I can't.
We're going to have more on the victory. You may not have seen any of the highlights. We're going to show you, including the game-winning hit in the bottom of the 12th. Twins highlights and the rest of sports coming up next.
New Chicken Little, New Chicken Little, New Chicken Little, I need you so. Oh, I love your 11 herbs and spices, love you, and your price is so low. My darling Chicken Littles, so strong. I found you at Kentucky Fried Chicken, I love her, and I'll never let you go. Love you. New Chicken Little sandwiches, you cost just a little, but people love you a lot.
I never thought that eating light was gonna get me through the night.
It's new Crisco corn oil. You're gonna love eating light.
Baby, you're the one who put the healthy in my healthy appetite. I must have been in the dark if this is eating light.
A new corn oil, light enough to be Crisco. So let the taste of your light cooking come through.
Baby, you're the one who put the healthy in my healthy appetite.
New Crisco corn oil for today's healthy appetites.
Songs to sing along with. From the Light FM, FM 103, WLTE. Listen to the Light FM at work all day, at home to take it easy, in the car to unwind, at night and on weekends to relax with a family and friends. Here's how we do it. No boring, sleepy strings, no elevator music, no blasts of rock, just hour after hour of songs to sing along with on the Light FM 103, WLTE.
Okay, now the first thing you do when cleaning fuel injectors is to make sure you have plenty of Conoco unleaded gasoline.
Yeah. Conoco's unleaded gasolines with Power Scrub clean your engine's fuel system.
All right, then you spray the left.
So your car runs smoother.
And then you scrub to the right.
With more power.
And then you fire! Any questions?
Get Power Scrubbed with Conoco unleaded gasolines.
A huge crowd anticipated tonight, somewhere in the neighborhood of 45,000 expected at the Dome, and they will witness the return of Mike Smithson, back from the minors, undoubtedly charged up to prove himself once again. Milwaukee will counter with 11-game winner Juan Nieves, who, of course, pitched that no-hitter earlier this year. The Twins moved a full 3 games ahead of Oakland last night with their 3rd consecutive win. Another extra inning thriller, which included another Kirby Puckett solo homer, his 23rd of the season. This in the bottom of the 7th to give the Twins a 1-0 lead. Kirby has hit an even .500 against the Brew Crew this season. Milwaukee tied the game in the bottom of the 9th, but the Twins pulled it out in the 12th. Pinch hitter Billy Bean at the plate. He delivers a single to left center, sending Gary Gaetti home with the winning run, and the Twins win it, charging to first base to congratulate Billy Bean. Afterwards, Billy and Tom Kelly discussed the victory.
Hey, this is all new to me. You know, I just came up the other day, but it's certainly a change from last year when we were played 25 games out at this point. And it's a winning ball club right now. There's a lot of new faces here, and it's just completely different atmosphere.
The guys know that they're going to have to win these kind of ball games if they're going to get the job done. And so far, we're responding. We got a lot of baseball left, and hopefully it'll. When we have these tough games, we're going to be able to fight our way through them and come out ahead. But these are the games we're going to have to win if we're going to win the thing.
So with only 26 games left to play in the regular season, here's how the AL West stacks up for the moment. The Twins with a 3-game lead over the Athletics, 5.5 ahead of Kansas City, and 6 in front of the Angels. California blew an opportunity to gain ground on the Twins today when they blew a 4-0 first-inning lead in New York. Mike Paligarulo and Dan Pasqua hit back-to-back homers for the Bronx Bombers in the bottom of the first, and the Yankees went on to edge the Angels 7-6. Now, something strange happened in the ninth. Take a look. California's Jack Howell broke his bat, but hit a homer anyway. Either the ball is juiced or the bat is corked, because this is not supposed to happen. The Yankees tried but failed to have the bat confiscated. They hid that thing. American League Finals today, then, the Yankees over California. Toronto beat Seattle 3-0. Cleveland all over Boston 15-2 in the National League. Chicago fell to Cincinnati by 5 runs. And in the 4th inning, San Francisco has a 5-0 lead over Philadelphia. Well, there is growing concern tonight within the Gopher football program about the future of quarterback Ricky Foggy. University officials announced today that Foggy had lost his eligibility appeal to the NCAA. The university now plans to appeal that decision to the NCAA's smaller eligibility committee. A decision should be reached on that by Thursday or Friday of this week. There has been no mention so far on exactly how many games the NCAA wants Foggy suspended. The Gophers, meanwhile, completed their final scrimmage today. They opened their season a week from today at the Dome against Northern Iowa. Now, most of the major college football teams kicked off their seasons today, including 10th-ranked Miami. The Hurricanes were led by Steve Walsh, the sophomore quarterback from Cretin High School. Walsh completed 17 of 27 passes for 234 yards, and that touchdown to Brian Blades. A great start for Steve Walsh, leading Miami over Florida 31-4. Other scores, a couple squeakers here. Number 1, Oklahoma, and number 2, Nebraska had trouble, as you can see, but they somehow managed to win those games. Auburn in the 4th quarter leads Texas 31-3. Clemson 43-0 over Western Carolina. There's the Miami score. Penn State rolls along, beating Bowling Green today. In the 4th quarter, Washington has a 21-13 lead over Stanford. In Georgia, they beat Virginia 30-22. Only one Big Ten team in action today. Illinois, which was clobbered by North Carolina 31-14, 34-14. Tar Heel tailback Torrin Dorn gained 165 yards in that game. Another surprise, Southwest State beat St. Thomas College 36-6 today.
Okay, and we'll have Twins highlights later on.
That's right.
All right, very good. Thank you, Tom.
And speaking of the Twins, we'll be back with a look at how Twins fans prepared for tonight's game in just a moment.
Come away with me, Lucille, in my merry Oldsmobile. That goes back a long way, and so do I. And so does Oldsmobile. They just turned 90, and they're having this terrific 90th anniversary celebration.
And now you can celebrate with 1.9 APR GMAC financing, or up to $1,000 cash back from Oldsmobile.
Thanks, Lucille. It's an opportunity that comes once in a lifetime. In my case, maybe twice, or even 3 times.
See your Olds dealer now.
It doesn't matter where.
I looked up and there was no more ceiling, no more roof.
It doesn't matter when.
We didn't know where to turn.
The All-State Catastrophe Team stands ready. A team of experts around the country ready to converge on any disaster.
My Allstate adjuster was here on the spot.
The Allstate adjuster showed me that he had the compassion for a person that really needs it.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
We are in good hands.
You're in good hands.
With Allstate.
That's for sure.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
Coast to Coast is backed up by not just promises. We're going to be there when you need us.
Save during our autumn home sale on rubber-armored 8x40 Tasco binoculars or Tasco waterproof rifle scope. Your choice, only $39.99. Get the dependable ITT Trendline phone. Desk or wall-mountable, lighted dial, tone pulse switchable, just $27.77.
America's Total Hardware Stores. Coast to coast.
This week on Our Magazine.
His hands became weapons.
It was very, very scary.
High school dates that turn to rape.
Well, I do consider myself very lucky.
Understanding America's freeway madness. Plus the shocking results of a new sex survey. And from congressional secretary to porn star. All this week on Our Magazine.
Monday morning at 9 on Channel 4. His incredible wit.
You're only as funny as you feel.
Her incredible smile.
I love to smile.
And the incredible Real Good Time. Next on Channel 4.
The lines formed early today outside the Metrodome ticket windows. Twins fans mixed with Brewer fans to gobble up more than 32,000 tickets as of early afternoon, all for tonight's game between Minnesota and Milwaukee. More than 45,000 fans expected to pour into the Dome by game time, which is about 40 minutes from now, 7:05. Some fans set up in South Minneapolis this afternoon to do a little tailgating. About 100 people opened up the picnic baskets, and they had some other refreshments as well. These fans are going to be bussed to the game later on in the finest of tailgating traditions. And we might mention that after our 10 p.m. report tonight, we'll have Twins Extra.
And we will, of course, have all of the highlights of tonight's game on the 10 p.m. report, which will be broadcast after the football game. We'll see you then.